I got love that keeps me waiting.
We are back here, Longhorn Late Night. Our first guest tonight is on the UT wakeboarding team. Wow, I'm awake all of a sudden. Andrew Masi is here.
First of all, that's a sick Miami Heat hat.
Thank you. You gotta rep the Heat. South Florida native, so.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a big legitimate Heat fan?
Yeah, born and raised like a Tim Hardaway Heat fan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was actually like when LeBron James got traded, I was kind of not all about it at first. The whole first year was just kind of sketchy, the whole big decision thing, but after that, I kind of warmed up to the whole thing after the first and second championship.
Do you like all the bandwagoners? When championships come, you have.
I don't mind it. I
mean,
have
a lot of Heat fans like Hunter out there.
I've been a Heat fan for 3 whole years.
Born and raised in South Houston, not Miami.
Yeah, you're only like a 3-hour flight away, you know.
Yeah, not bad.
Not too bad. But yeah.
Big basketball fan in general?
Yeah. I originally played basketball in like elementary school until I stopped playing team sports and picked up water sports. So that was like, kept following it. It's just something easy to follow. It's just not very serious and it was just fun.
Well, so you're obviously on the wakeboard team, so you're big into that. Is that on TV anywhere? With all these extreme sports channels nowadays, where can you find, is there professional wakeboarding?
Yeah, it's on, there's a premiere on NBC, I think in 2 days for the Pro Wakeboard Tour. It's on, NBC, ABC, Fox Sports, and it used to be on Fuel TV back in the day. But then on top of that, there's a lot of different live streaming events that they do on like Red Bull and stuff like that. There's Red Bull Wake Open was on like primetime television on Saturday night in July.
Wait, so they had wakeboarding on Fuel TV back in the day?
Yeah, they had.
So you were watching like dirt bike racing and then water sports.
Exactly.
And now back to dirt bikes.
Yeah, it was just all general action sports stuff back in the day. Now it's just a bunch of bros beating each other up on UFC fighting, but
yeah.
You know, it's that demographic, I guess. I'm just not that tap out shirt life.
Americans love to watch bros beating each other up. That's like the new Friends. It's like it used to be like lighthearted family sitcoms. Now it's like bros beating each other up at 8.
That's what we should have the new volunteers do next week. They beat each other up on the show.
You could just make like a little taped out octagon.
Oh, that's a great idea. So, what is wakeboarding for all the people that don't know?
Well, if you know what like water skiing is, it's basically getting towed behind a boat with a rope, and instead of having 2 skis and getting pulled straight, you have one board that you're getting pulled basically sideways. So it's almost like snowboarding or skateboarding, and like you generate on a boat a larger wake, so you're able to jump off of the wake and perform like flips and like spins, like 360s and stuff like that.
Wait, so can you do flips?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. I love that confidence, my goodness.
Well, I mean,
I can't even do a somersault. I don't even go like a somersault, maybe.
As the team coordinator, I'd hope to be able to ride a little bit. I do all of the tournament coordinating for the club, so whether it be like we had nationals last weekend and we got 4th place overall. Our women's rider Holland Findlay got she's the national champion for women's cable riding, and then I'm the national champion for cable wake skating. So we did pretty well for the individual tournaments, and then we got 4th overall. So
national
we were
champ in the house.
That's
all
good
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
But so isn't it? It's a judged sport, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So do you have to like watch out for like the Russian judge? Is it semi-gymnastics-esque in that way?
Yeah, I would say more so like on the professional side of things, there's a little bit more politics, but with like college wakeboarding, it can be kind of cut and dry for the most part. It's always a subjective thing, but
is it like one of those? So like that's the thing that I've always like laughed at, and we all kind of laugh at that when you watch like gymnastics in the Olympics. You're like, what kind of sport am I watching where they're saying a 300th of a point got deducted? Like, how about just like regular numbers? How about they're winning 8-7? I got that. Not 8.000025 to 8.000021.
yeah, I mean,
Is it like which way is it?
We go on a 1/10 of a point scale, so it's not to that bad. But I mean, Yeah, there's a lot of parameters that you have to take into consideration if you want to like adequately judge someone. You know, it's not just going out there. You have to have an idea of like your composition towards your run, like what obstacles you're gonna hit, because you can't usually hit every single one of them. You have to also like alternate how many like spins you're gonna do with flips, all of those different types of things. And then if you drag your butt on the water or do anything like that, that's obviously gonna be like a deduction. So,
But so do you have to, I know like in a lot of things, sort of like snowboarding, for example,
Yeah.
like the judges kind of have an idea of what the routine is or what the tricks are going to be, so they can look for it. Oh, he messed that one up. So do you have to tell the judges, I'm doing this jump, look for that?
no, you don't have to prearrange your runs, but how they usually will have it is they will have like a trick caller. So someone will like say what trick it is, everyone writes down the trick, and then you'll have like each judge will have like a particular emphasis that they're supposed to judge on. So one will be like composition based, the other one would be based on like just the tricks themselves, like the technicality of them, and then finally it would just be your overall style and presentation of your run.
And is a lot of it like, do they judge the height you get?
Oh yeah, of
On the
course.
jumps?
Yeah, 100%. Like that would be more of a style component. Like the bigger you go, the more you grab a trick, the more you add a personal flair or like a different like signature to your like move, the more it will be appreciated.
And so how does it determine how fast the boats go that are pulling you? Is there a standard that it's just locked in, everyone goes 50 miles an hour or something?
Nah, it's variable to weight and like rope length. So on like a wakeboard, I'll ride at, and it also depends on primarily the weight. So if the wake is like pretty big, I'll ride at like 75 to 80 feet at like 25 miles an hour, for example. But on a wake skate, which is like what I just like competed on, I'll ride at 60 feet at like 21 miles an hour. So it's all dependent on like what you're doing and like how high you need to go. The farther out you go, the faster you go, the higher up you go.
Have you ever been, say, you're out there, you're doing your tricks, and then has there ever been a time where midair you just went, crap?
Oh, are you,
as you're up there, like, I blew this.
Oh man, if you ever watch me in a wakeboard contest, or mainly if I'm free riding, you'll just hear me go, ah, or like just yell like a crazy curse word like halfway through the air when I'm upside down, just like about to go into the water. But I mean, that's kind of like comes with the territory for the most part.
That's your rallying cry, just to yell at yourself?
Yeah.
Ah,
after a certain point, man, it gets so frustrating. Like you go out there and just get the crap beaten out of yourself for like 30 minutes, and sometimes it just doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere, but you just keep trying, and then eventually.
That's the same way I feel with the monologues sometimes.
So what kind of schools do y'all compete against? I can't imagine like Nebraska has a wakeboarding team.
No, we have never competed against Nebraska.
That's what I thought. Like, who has a wakeboarding team?
The corn skiers.
So, I'd like to say congratulations to the University of Central Florida. It's a lot of my personal friends that are there because I'm from Florida. But they got first place this year, and then a lot of schools from Oklahoma and Louisiana actually have been having quite large clubs that have been forming. We're one of the largest clubs in the country. We have close to 100 members. So only about 10 of us ride like a very serious competitive level. But yeah, it's a lot of different places in the Southeast mainly. There's a few clubs in North Carolina, California, Arizona. But yeah, it's got a really good turnout.
That's cool.
Chico State usually does really well in like University of San Diego, places of that
I
area.
think San Diego would have a
So
good
how
team.
long has the UT wakeboarding team been around? Is it new or?
Texas Wake's been around for 8 years, I think, 8 or like 7 years. I might not be. Don't quote me on that.
So are you still growing, getting bigger, more people?
This year we had just like a little bit of a reduction, but we kind of actually are enjoying that, honestly. We have a good group of people this year. But it's all just like, it's all variable on like how well we market ourselves, and just, we only had one day out on the, on Speedway. They do like these group events, like where you're able to like go and see all the clubs on the first week of school, and we were only able to have our boat out there one day. So that kind of, seeing a giant black and green wakeboard boat in the middle of UT usually draws a lot of attention that we were kind of needing. So, it's not a big deal though in that respect. Like we still have 75 members, 80 members that we're like really happy with. So
And so if you're in a meet, last question for you.
man.
This is I think a good one to end on. So if you're cruising out there and you think you're doing well, you ever just like take out like, oh, margarita?
Well, there's this thing called wake surfing, where like
This sounds fun.
oh, it's
I'm
too much
interested.
fun. You go like 10 miles an hour, and eventually you can let go of the rope, like, and you just surf behind the back of the boat. And yeah, I love drinking margaritas and beers on the back of the boat. Last year, my buddy, it was just the two of us out there going surfing, and he would actually leave the driver's seat of the boat, grab a beer, open it, walk to the back of the boat, hand me the beer. I didn't have the handle or the rope or anything. Grab the beer, exchange cheers. He'd walk back to the driver's seat and just keep driving, and I'd be drinking.
Hunter, who knew we were natural-born wakeboarders?
I will never be coordinated enough to do that. Never.
All right, Andrew, Massey, thank you so much for joining us.
No
Quickly,
worries,
tell
man.
people how they can find out about UT wakeboarding and get
Yeah,
involved.
we have a website, www.texaswake.org. More than welcome to check us out. We have informational meetings as well that you can just email us about. I think we have one in 2 weeks, but yeah, we would love to have you guys come on out.
Awesome. Andrew Massey, UT Wakeboarding. We will be right back here. This is Longhorn Late Night. Who's coming up next? Danny Hines, Down to Film. He will be here to talk about a little crossover episode he did with me. Stick around. Nathan Shelby, take us to break, my guys.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh. Me gotta go. Road to P road down the bayou.